Hello, and welcome to Sweeney Pat's Shut It Slag News midweek recap. Strike the pose. Top news headlines. Never mind. I become clairvoyant, Clairoo, and speak about 40 years since LiveAid, albeit 5 months early. I gotta get it in quick, Dave. Also, how bat-munching, brandy-slurping rock and roll legend Ozzy Osbourne is set to tour Birmingham this summer. I hope he's got plenty of security. And finally, I talk about Heathrow getting a third runway in order to improve growth. That's going to provide a lot of growth for a self-employed plumber from Grimsby. You slag! You slag! Oh yeah, and it's National Pie Week this week. You what, Dave? Well, no it isn't, but it should be after a month of the lefties telling the supermarkets to tell us how to eat. Flags! And on that note, I'm going to do a special clairvoyant edition of Shut It Slag News. You slag, where I talk briefly about LiveAid. I didn't see that coming. Yes, this summer there will no doubt be a big 40th celebration of how people united around the world came together to give money to try and help the many suffering people of Ethiopia and their multitude of babies through both a drought and a famine in order to bring hope to the African nation for many decades to come. Hold on, Dave. There can't possibly have been any white people helping out in this. You what, Dave? Many of the biggest bands in the world came to do the gig for free? Well, yeah, they could afford it. White privilege and that. And millions of pounds were raised by the public. Well, that's just white guilt. Having said that, a lot of money was raised. Mind you, it wouldn't be a match with any of today's financial black holes. Maybe just a black pimple in today's money. Or maybe it's a melanoma, and we all need to keep a check on that sort of thing, even in the virtual world, as social media cancer puts children's lives at risk. Hold on, Dave. Isn't it called social media because there are a lot of people involved? But who am I to question the expertise of Avanti Terrier Chief Hull, who says we need to make the children safe as social media is a cancer equally as bad as smoking? Wow, that's heavy. Just imagine if you smoke whilst talking to old men on social media and they say Sweeney Pat can't multitask. What was the question again? All in all, the lefties have about 5 months to come up with a perfect way to teach our children that the people of Ethiopia managed to overcome the atrocities of such times and become a wonderful flourishing land of their own doing despite financial interference by the white oppressors. I think The Lion King was located in Ethiopia, though it was based on the story of Hamlet, which is Wilma Shakespeare, ain't it, Dave? But The Lion King is African, so it came first. Then again, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. You can't. So, LiveAid, way back in the year 1985, at the turn of the abolition of American slavery. A much simpler time when MTV used to play music videos. It was even 20 years ago when they did that Osbourne show. Someone, where's the remote for the patio door curtains? Rock and roll! And that brings me on to Ozzy the Osbourne Osbourne, who is going to reform, not the political party, with Black Sabbath, racist, to play a gig in Birmingham. Birmingham? He needs a better manager, Dave. To quote the man who needs no words of encouragement, he told Sharon, "I'm not going on no effing stage in an effing wheelchair, you slag." Thanks for that, Alf. Fuck off. I added the end bit there. And it's not only Ozzy. It seems Elvis has been made redundant from that chip shop he worked in due to increases in national insurance, chip oil, chips, fish, batter, electricity, gravy, those little wooden forks. But that's due to the rainforest, or as we used to call it, carbon capture. In other news, Kate Cassidy and the Sundance, never mind, wasn't to blame for 1D star Liam's death. He doesn't look too comfortable in this photo. The US influencer, have a word with Trump, love, if you have that much influence, has told the Sun newspaper, as opposed to on her free Twitter page, that she's heartbroken. She didn't think of it earlier. As part of our midweek recap, there is a glimmer of hope for Blighted Blighty, as Rachel Reeves wants to encourage growth by building a third runway at Heathrow as part of the Gov's stupidest plan of a generation, or since the last couple of days. Some of the proposed plans for a third runway include knocking down 750 already built houses, clearing away farmland and woodland, and making 2 junctions of the M25 into a tunnel. Many of you out there will surely know that to run a successful airport, you need this thing called a runway. And this is where Sweeney Pat Shut It Slag Airways got it wrong. You can't use the adjacent football pitch. Now, Pretty much anywhere else in the world, a dead long bit of road laid in a straight line would take about a fortnight. But due to British planning laws, it would take about 9 years to get a bus stop built in a country that built a giant 6-lane suspension bridge over a little bit of water called the River Severn in just 4 years. I don't know about you, but I'm waiting to see the behemoth changes in America through the lens of Trump and his progressive policies, but he's still signing legislation documents in the Oval Office. A final story to end on. So, I was looking something up the other day in Milton Keynes, the stupid grid system town with cardboard cutouts of cars. And 'cause I'm an ignorant Barnstable, I didn't realise that HMP Woodhill was located there, which, as you all know, currently holds a certain Mrs. Robinson. Drop the S, add a T. What with it being a modern town, I was curious to see how this facility looked, and despite being deserted from the outside, I did come across this. Do you think he's reading Treasure Island, Dave? I've been Sweeney Pat on Shut It Slag News. Tira.